This is a short overview of our session on ad attention presented at Quirks 2020. We are focusing on how we can get more attention to our advertising and content, and specifically how behavioral insights can help us in that process. Information overload. Consumers are exposed to several thousand adverts every day. The total time that we pay attention to media is no longer increasing in both the UK and the US. In 2017, UK consumers spent 12 hours and 16 minutes using media per day. This amount of time has hardly changed in the last couple of years. Consumers are unlikely to consume more media in the future, so anything we add will replace something else, continually fragmenting consumer attention. Research has shown that our usage of multiple screens and social media is changing the way we are paying attention. People with lots of screen exposure are less willing to spend time on repetitive or boring tasks. Also, attention is becoming more intense and efficient. We focus on something very strongly, but for shorter periods of time, and are getting better at extracting the gist of what we are seeing and hearing. People are getting better at switching between tasks quickly. All this means that consumers are constantly changing the focus of their attention, trying to find the content that is worth paying attention to. So how can you make sure it is your content that people pay attention to? We now have new research tools available that help us understand exactly how people react to adverts. In the past, we used to simply ask consumers whether they remember the ad, whether they liked it or understood it. Although that's still important information, now we have tools available that can help us measure the effects of advertising directly. Emotional Logic has been testing and using emerging research techniques for many years. We know which techniques work and why. Our tool set only includes methods that deliver reliable measurements and actionable insights. Here you can see one of our tests in action. The award-winning Emotional Logic approach allows for ad and content testing in a natural environment, getting you closer to real-life behaviors. So what have we learned from our research? There are 3 key ways we can get audience attention. There are instinctive reactions humans have we can use to get attention. Those are hardwired reactions we can use to our advantage. Attention can also be increased by understanding what audiences are thinking at the time of exposure and linking your advert to that. The third way is widely used: stand out, disrupt, surprise people. But even here we have found evidence that if you disrupt in a way relevant to the mindset, you get a better response. There are some general principles we have found in our research repeatedly. People look at people, and specifically faces. It is how we navigate the world. If we enter a room, we scan faces to identify whether it is a happy or hostile atmosphere. And in the same way, we read images. This can be used to your advantage. It is important that your images show clear emotions. It does not matter whether this is a positive emotion, like here, or a negative emotion, for example for a charity appeal. But clearer emotions always score higher engagement. Another fact is that we look where other people look. A test was done that showed you can use the subject in the advert to direct the viewer's gaze to the copy and increase engagement. Here we can see that if the baby faces the copy, more people read the copy. Testing thousands of images, we have seen this effect over and over again. Context-relevant adverts get 8 times more repeat ad visits, 40% more attention share, and 38% longer visits. Audiences do like to be surprised, and that can also heighten attention and engagement. But in our experience, ads that surprise in a relevant way still score better than just random surprise. Here is an example for a technology advert in the cooking section of a magazine. This advert has clearly been tailored to the mindset of the audience. As we can see, The technology advert that has been tailored for the section receives higher and longer attention than a less relevant advert in the same position. These are just a few examples from our experience testing thousands of print, TV, and outdoor ads, as well as optimizing digital content. To find out how our award-winning tools can work for you and help you get more attention for your advertising and content, please get in touch now.